Welcome or welcome back to, whoop, hold on. Take my little digestive enzyme. So, I'm Liz. This is Heretic Owl Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. This is a reading for Capricorn. Wherever Capricorn shows up for you in your chart, we're just going to do a quickie little 2025 vibe check. I'm not going to go month by month because honestly, I don't remember that shit. So, I mean, I do watch those readings sometimes, but I'm not going to remember. So, instead of that, like I said, we're just going to do like an overall vibe, like what's the focus going to be? What can you expect? What kind of energy is going to be around? I'm sure there's some kind of relief now that Pluto has moved out of Capricorn and won't be back, at least in our lifetimes. Even though, I mean, I think it's still at like 0 or like 1 degree Aquarius, so might still be feeling some effects, but for the most part, hopefully moving beyond that. I feel like I'm missing something. Did I already say? Well, okay, if I'm repeating myself, see, I can't remember shit, which is kind of concerning. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed to my channel. Thank you for being here either way and giving me the chance to pull cards for you. So yeah, I'm hoping to kind of get like, 3 or 4 cards, nothing crazy. What do we have for Capricorn? What's going to be the vibe for Capricorn in 2025? We have the Tower card in reverse. Love to see that. Just make sure these not shuffling them upside down. I don't actually shuffle reversals into my deck, so if they come out reverse, I leave them that way. Huh. Okay. We have the Tower card in reverse. Sorry about the lighting. It's just that time of day, and I can't close my blinds because there's too many plants in that window. So hopefully it's not super duper distracting. So Tower in reverse, 6 of Cups, 10 of Swords. We have the 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, then the 7 of Cups, Temperance, Queen of Cups. The Tower is Mars. Mars is, I believe it's still in Leo for right now, but it's retrograding back into Cancer soon, I think, in the next week maybe. And it'll be retrograding for a little bit, and then, of course, it'll go direct. So, there's going to be some sort of opposition with Mars and whatever placements that you have in Capricorn. So you might just kind of feel some effect from that at the beginning of the year. Like Mars is that, kind of like as being assertive and pushing things forward, having the oomph, like to do that. So it's interesting because, of course, the Tower is in reverse, right? And upright, the Tower talks about sudden change, upheaval, unexpected events happening. And specifically in this card, I love that it has these butterflies here because, this lightning is hitting the ground, shaking things up. There's a squirrel here. There's a couple acorns or whatever those are there. So it's almost like rediscovering something that has been like misplaced or you thought was lost, right? Like how many times have you like put something in a location and you're like, I won't forget it here. And then you completely forget about it. And then just one day randomly, you're like, oh shit, there it is, right? You just come upon it. Like that's kind of how that whole vibe is feeling to me. And then the butterflies, of course, is, just complete transformation. It's a metamorphosis idea, right? Where, I mean, a caterpillar turns itself into goo under this protective, shell and comes out a completely different thing, the butterfly, right? So it's like this complete change. However, it came out in the reverse. So usually the reverse is like the opposite meaning of like whatever themes the card says. But to me, like as I was looking at it, like waiting for the other cards to come out, I got this feeling of revisiting something. It could still be, of course, like, something being turned upside down, but it doesn't feel as chaotic as the upright would be. And I do think that it's interesting for one that Mars is retrograde right now and will be. Like it's like a 7-month transit between Leo and Cancer with Mars. So, wherever those two signs are in your chart, right? I mean, if you're a Capricorn rising, it would be your 7th and 8th house. Obviously, if you're a sun or a moon, it would be different houses for you. But also, too, just the fact that Cancer being your sister or, your opposite sign. So even having the tension between, whatever placement you do have in Capricorn and then the opposing Mars in some aspect. I don't know. I think that is just interesting. How many times have I said the word? I should start a tally of how many times I say the word interesting because I feel like I do say it a lot. So what's also interesting is that, like I said, right, it feels like there's something that is going to be revisited. But it does not feel like as chaotic as or like destabilizing as an upright tower card would feel. This almost even looks like a water droplet to me. Just, just the imagery, just the illustration, the way that it is, it does look like a water droplet to me. I'm not even sure why that even came out. Like, like it could cause have a ripple effect. I'm just thinking of, like a drop of water into a calm body of water, right? And then the ripple effect. But what I really wanted to say though, speaking of revisiting something, some theme coming back around, we have the 6 of Cups, which is literally the card of the past. It's nostalgia, thinking about, the good old days. It's your inner child. I mean, we have this kid with this puppy here, and then, the present moment, we have an older person with an older dog, like an adult dog here. So you could be putting a lot of focus into your inner child. Maybe there was a past experience that again, maybe it did cause a lot of disruption for you. And it doesn't necessarily feel like this is going to be like another event. And especially like with the 6 of Cups, I mean, I'm like sitting here being like, could it be? It definitely could be, but I feel like, and I feel this way because the 10 of Swords is here too. It feels like it's more of like an observation, like something that you are working through. If it is an experience that is somehow or for whatever reason coming back around, it could be a person, again, it could be an experience, it could be something that has an emotional thing for you, because cups have to do with our emotions, intuition, heart chakra. With the 10 of Swords, you are literally mentally making a decision to move forward. It's like that energy of not dwelling in the past, not allowing your energy to get stuck in whatever the tower moment was or is, if it is an experience, if it was, a behavior pattern, a thought pattern, if it was a relationship or if it is a relationship, you know, if it's a place that you occupy. I don't even know why it came out like that, but in my head I was thinking of like a job or, you know, something along those lines, but it came out as like a place that you occupy. So it's almost like even saying it that way, there's an emotional detachment from it because it's, you know, you're not identifying it as anything else other than this is where I do the work. Like this is where I do the job that makes the income, you know, type of thing. So that's interesting. And like I said, with the 10 of Swords, swords have to do with our mindset, our belief systems, truth, honesty. I also see swords as being the suit of our ego because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. And our ego is created by those experiences, you know, that we have throughout our childhood. And it's, you know, the stories and the beliefs that we attach to those experiences, the feelings, all of the things. So tens are completion. And we can see that this figure is literally moving forward. They have their back turned towards both of these cards. Even like all of the crows are heading in the same direction because in the 9 of Swords, I'm not probably going to be able to find it quick, but let me just see. In the 9 of Swords, all of those crows are just like squawking around the person's head. Just, again, creating chaos. It's almost like, you know, they're waiting for action, for the person to make their mind up. Here's the 9 of Swords. See, they're all just like in a frenzy, and this person is like that, you know, either avoiding or just overwhelmed, overstimulated, right? Like full of anxiety, full of fear, whatever, you know. But in the 10 of Swords here, all of those crows they're in line. A decision has been made, mental decision. You know, it's like making the mental decision to look forward instead of looking backwards. Instead of, you know, basing potential outcome based on past experience, because that can hold us back sometimes too. Like, no, I've already tried that and this was the outcome. Well, yeah, you know, I mean, you did try that thing with the information and the skill or whatever that you had at that time. But now there's something different. You have more experience, you have more information. You know, it's like not basing things on past shit, because there is a level of healing here, or even just a release, because again, tens are completion. There's something mentally here that you are letting go of from the past. And especially even too with this 5 of Cups. Again, even with the 5 of Cups here, the 5 of Cups does talk about loss, sadness, depression, grief, right? All of those, you know, kind of heavier feelings. But in this specific 5 of Cups, they are spilling the cup out and allowing it to, I don't even know what this is. If it's a well, if it's I don't know what that is, but they are actively spilling out the contents of this cup. These ones are already empty. This one still has some energy left in it, but it's like making the decision to let go of things that on emotional level are not helping you. They're not serving your greater good. And really, it's just taking up space. It's taking up space. It's taking up energy. Ain't nobody got time for that. And two, it is also like allowing yourself to go through the grieving process. Like, I 100% believe that the grieving process is so effing important in healing, because it's like, you know, it's grieving what you thought something was. It's grieving what you thought was going to happen. It's grieving whatever, the life that you thought you were going to have, the job, the relationship, the blah, 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 whatever, right? And then that way too, like, it allows, you know, it kind of clears out that energy that's weighing you down and allows there to be more space for something else to come in. And we have the Seven of Cups after that, which is options. Now there's all these cups here for you to choose because you cleared out the gunk of the Five of Cups, the Temperance card beyond that, which really just feels like, I mean, this could be an eclipse. This could be, you know, of course, full moon. This is a card of Sagittarius, if that has any significance. But it's about like alchemy and, you know, things coming together for you. It does talk about patience, but it also talks about, you know, taking things one step at a time, like not missing something, you know. I love this for you. I think this is great. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.